Breaking news into NBC10. We're following a traffic accident that has happened on Route 202 northbound near North Valley Road in Tredyffrin. You can see one lane is blocked. We're told there are no injuries here, but as you can see, traffic is backed up. We'll keep you updated.
Tonight, the three victims of Ariel Castro are not talking about the man who held him prisoner for a decade. The 53-year-old hanged himself inside his cell last night with a bedsheet at the state prison in Orion, Ohio. Prison medical staff performed CPR, but they could not revive him. Local criminal defense attorney Enrique Latoison joins us live now from the Digital Operations Center. Enrique, let's start with this. A lot of people are wondering today why this guy wasn't on suicide watch given the high-profile nature of this case.
Well, I mean, if you go by what his attorney requested, you would think that he would be. His attorney at the time had requested that Mr. Castro be given a mental health evaluation because he had concerns. But the court denied that evaluation. He was put on protective custody. That protective custody led to his cell being checked every 30 minutes. But that was due to the high-profile nature of his case to keep him out of general population, to keep him from being harmed from other inmates. But that's different than 24-hour suicide watch.
Now, what liability does the prison have here? Because chances are good, I think, that the family is going to file suit, don't you think?
I do, but I think it's going to be a stretch in this case. I mean, the family reported that before his suicide that Mr. Castro was depressed and he was reserved and he was upset. But you have to remember he was just sentenced to life plus 1,000 years. Unless they can prove that the prison somehow had specific knowledge that they knew that he was going to try to commit suicide or had tried to commit suicide, I don't see how they're going to be able to win a civil suit against the prison in this case.
Now, Castro's victims have have not issued a statement, but do you expect that they'll remain silent through this case?
I do. I mean, I think it's a very fine line. I mean, they don't want to get on TV and sound happy or don't want to sound sad either. I think that the suicide in this case, once again, shows the resolve of these victims. They spent 10 years in captivity as sex slaves, and just to think that Mr. Castro couldn't last a couple months in captivity before he committed suicide.
Yeah, certainly there's irony there for sure. You mentioned that the impact on any civil damages, may not be there, and he probably didn't have anything to, to sue for, right? I'm guessing.
That's correct. I mean, Mr. Castro was known to come from very meager means. The house that he lived in has either been torn down at this point or Cleveland was planning on tearing it down. So he doesn't have any assets. He doesn't have any money. So even if the family, even the victims were to file civil suits against his estate, I don't think there's anything there for them to claim.
I know you hurried from court to get here today. We appreciate it. Enrique Latoison, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Counselor.
Now to some good economic news. Car sales